Hello guys, hello. Today we're going to differentiate tan x. How do we do that? How do we differentiate tan x? What are we supposed to do? Well, there is an equation called the quotient rule, which is what we're going to do. It's called gf prime minus fg prime divided by g squared. This is the equation that you're going to need if you want to solve this question. The question is going to say, find the derivative of tan x. Well, we all know the derivative of tan x equals secant squared x if you memorize the table of derivatives. But then how do you prove this? Well, if the question says, okay, prove that tan x is equal to secant squared x. How do you do that? Well, you have to remember a lot of different things for you to be able to do that. You have to remember that tan x equals sine x divided by cos x. This is crucial. And then there's another thing that you need to remember. Cos squared x plus sine squared x equals 1. These are called trig identities that you need to remember if you are going to be able to solve and prove this question. This is very crucial. So let's remember this, let's remember that, and let's remember the quotient rule. So what's the next step? Next step is identifying what f is, what g is. Now f is going to be the value on the top, which is sine x. The value on the bottom is cos x, so it's going to be g. Now the next step is finding the derivatives of sine x and cosine x. Well, f prime is going to be cosine x. G prime is minus sine x. Now that we've identified what f is, what g is, what f prime is, what g prime is, now we can plug those values into the equation that I showed you at the beginning of the video, which is the quotient rule. Let's write that down so you guys don't forget. Quotient rule. Now that we've done all of that stuff, now we just gotta plug it into the fucking equation. So cosine x times f prime, which is cosine x, that's going to equal cos squared x, but just for you guys can just write it down on paper. So f sine x minus times plus is minus, but we'll wait for a bit. G prime is minus sine x, so we'll put that there. So number line, g squared is cos x squared. Okay. So now how do we expand these two values and these two values and these values? Well, you're gonna have to know something called FOIL. It's basic algebra, but if you don't have a basic algebra understanding, this is gonna seem too much for you, for sure. I'm coming under the understanding that you have some basis of algebra, whatever. So cos squared x, if you just use just multiply the two brackets, that's going to be cos squared x. Now minus, let's do this. Minus sine squared x, but then minus times minus. Well, first of all, plus times minus is minus sine squared x, so that becomes minus sine squared x. And then you multiply minus sine squared x times minus 1, which would be plus sine squared x. Divided by cosine squared x. What did that tell you about that identity that we had here? That's going to become equals 1. So then it's going to be 1 divided by cosine squared x. Now this is a reciprocal. This value, 1 divided by cosine squared x, is also the same as secant squared x. That's the answer. You just proved it. You've just proved that tan x is secant squared x because of the quotient rule and because of these identities over here. Very crucial to figuring out that question. I mean, for example, if I didn't know that tan x equals sine x divided by cos x, I wouldn't even be able to find I wouldn't even be able to identify F and G, which means I wouldn't have really even be able to use the quotient rule, which means I wouldn't have even be able to get the answer, which means that, yeah. So hopefully this video was, useful to you guys. I kind of broke it down very well. I don't think there's anything I missed. And is this 100% correct? Yes, it is, because you proved it. Great video. I think this is one of my best work. Some of my best work. Pretty easy stuff. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Just some identities that you need to remember. I mean, when I was studying this back in the day is like 1 year ago. I mean, I used organic chemistry to learn this stuff. This guy, organic chemistry tutor. So I'm coming in with the understanding that I already know all this shit because of this guy. I mean, he's the OG of. I'm subscribed. You guys should go subscribe as well. The next video is gonna be, we're gonna be doing Pearson correlation coefficient, which is the least squares method. That's in statistics, baby. I'm gonna teach you guys that in the next video, maybe in the next one or the next one. We'll probably do some more quotient rule questions. If any of you guys have any questions in the comment section down below, tell me what videos you guys would want me to do next about math. Just math, nothing else. This is a math channel now. So anyways, I'm out, guys. Peace. Nah, man, we can't be done yet. Let's do a few more questions. Of what, though? What are we gonna do questions about? I don't know. Let's see. Let's do something else. Maybe. What other questions can you think of, bro? I mean, easy shit. Like, I don't know, chain rule questions. I don't know. What other questions should I do? I mean, I could do a bunch of stuff, but like, what about chain rule questions? How about this, but the chain rule? That's not possible. It is. It is possible. Nah, I don't know if I want to get into that. Yeah. This is just now a math channel. A whole bunch of stuff we have done in the pipeline. I've already done product rule questions. I think the natural progression would be to do chain rule questions now. And then probably some other stuff like some basic algebra so I can build you guys' understanding up. But I think I'll do some integration. Of course, integration is the natural progression. We're obviously going to do integration next. The next few videos are going to be about integration, and then the other videos probably about some other shit. But I'll think of some good examples in the next video. Anyways, guys, I'm out. Peace.